Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Talk About It Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. I have with me Alain Saint Phard from Southeast Florida. He's another agent with the Keller Williams family. And I just wanted to bring another topic as far as market differences and compare our markets. We have a lot of snowbirds from Michigan that like to go out to Florida. So I thought it might be a great opportunity to interview Alan because it's turning to a buyer's market down there. How are you doing today, Alan?
Doing fantastic, actually. And I'd like to extend another thank you for having me on the show. I feel honored and it's a privilege. A huge shout out to the Keller Williams family throughout the entire U.S. and abroad. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, because Keller Williams is worldwide. We can get you someone anywhere, practically.
True,
Okay,
true indeed.
so we're just gonna do this question and answer style, and I will start. Can
Sure.
you introduce yourself and tell us where you are in Florida?
Sure. So my name is Alain Saint Phard. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Central out here in South Florida. Specifically, our office is located in Plantation, Florida. Uh, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else I should cover regarding that.
Okay. What type of buyers or sellers do you typically work with?
So I work with any buyer or seller that is looking for whatever they're looking for specifically in South Florida. Although I can help them throughout the entire state of Florida as I'm licensed to do so. But I work with investors, first-time home buyers, seasoned buyers, and out-of-state buyers as well.
Okay. I've had more first-time home buyer myself, um,
Okay.
or downsizers. So here. So let's start broad. How would you describe the current real estate market in your area?
See, that's a very good question, and I'm glad you asked that, artist. So the current real estate market in South Florida, I can't speak for all of Florida. Again, I'm being more specific. Uh, in South Florida, it's how do I best put this? It's Give me a second. I had it in my notes. I'm looking through my notes. Uh, yeah, I should have found it. All right. So it's best described as a shifting market. As I mentioned to you previously before we got on the video, at least from the last 6 months, we've seen growing inventory and houses staying on the market a lot longer than they were to as compared to last year. So right now it is, I want to officially say it is a buyer's market and it's trending strongly more in favor of buyers than it is sellers. So buyers have more negotiating power as well as leveraging it throughout this market. So that's where the state of the market is in South Florida.
Okay. In Genesee County, we're still seeing a seller's market. What signs are you seeing in your market to show it's shifted into a buyer's market?
Okay, so particularly in the counties of Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, the three counties, South Florida, where the most money is generated. We're seeing an influx of inventory. At least I know in Miami-Dade, South Florida, it's about 6 months worth of inventory in Miami-Dade in particular, and homes are staying on the market median 92 days, and on average anywhere from 45 to above 90 days. Some have already been 120 days plus. So again, for a lot of buyers, if you're looking in South Florida, now's your chance because these homes are on the market for quite some time.
Right. And it's different here where we're under 2 months inventory. So even though, like days on market is slightly increasing from last year, with the inventory low, it's still seller's market, and a lot of sellers are getting what they want or above offer price. Um, how are prices trending in your area compared to this time last year?
Okay, that is another good question. So as compared to from last year to this year, prices are actually trending downwards, given that it's the post-pandemic demand and cooling down, for, obviously because of interest rates and other factors that have made this trend, I want to say, more progressive. That's the word I'm guessing looking for. It's trending down from I don't want to say we've seen home prices drop a -2%, especially in the month of May, settling around between the 412,000 to 425 range. So the post-pandemic era gains have now gone to a flat or modest decline. And single-family homes and condos are expected to appreciate modestly, but at a slower rate than before.
Okay. Well, let's give a chance for buyers to get into that market because with the prices, the way they were increasing during the pandemic, it was hard for anybody to get in there.
Absolutely.
Um, so I was looking in and I compared it from our prices here in Michigan to last year. So we're slightly seeing an increase in home values in Michigan. Across Michigan, over 17, about 17K average increase. In Genesee County, where I serve mainly, about an 8K increase. And where my office is located, Keller Williams First and Grand Blanc, we're seeing an 18K increase in home values from this time last year. So that's just another sign that I still believe that we're in a buyer's or a seller's market, even though we kind of shifting or we're showing signs that we could shift into a buyer's market. Right now, it's still a seller's market here in Michigan, Genesee County.
Okay.
Um, are homes sitting on the market longer now in your area? What's the average days on market in your region?
Yeah, I think I previously mentioned it. So the median days are roughly 92, and on average, the homes are sitting anywhere roughly 45 plus and beyond 90. I want to say beyond 90 because there's trending more cases where homes are sitting at above 100, 120 days, just from who knows, whatever the factors may be. Maybe it's poor marketing, maybe it's the prices. I mean, I tend to say it's usually the prices. Maybe it's other factors at play. Uh, when a home gets listed, of course, it's always active competition in the area, the general neighborhood, and other things that people consider. So uh, they're pretty lengthy out here in South Florida.
Yes, you did mention. I'm sorry about that, but
No,
price
that's okay.
is
That's fine.
usually number one factor is the price. So here, what I looked up on MLS from here last year in 2024 to 2025 in June, the days on market is increasing in average in Michigan up 12.7% from 33 days to 37 days this year, which is a lot less time than 90 to 120. Or back in June in 2024 in Genesee County, it was 34 days and now it has increased 17.6% to 40 days. Uh,
Mhm.
and the same in Grand Blanc, where I'm located. It's went from an average of 33 days to 41 days. So we are seeing, although we're having a good market, although homes are selling, we are seeing an increase in days on market, and that's something to take note of. Um, in different situations, we are still seeing some multiple offer situations here. Is that any of the case down there in Florida?
Well, again, that would depend on the type of housing, right? That may be the case for some of the luxury and high-end luxury, and in particular, some of the multifamily properties. It's not necessarily the case for single family because of the fact that it is shifted to a buyer's market since there are so much more options. Um, More people are simply just taking their time and doing their due diligence and process. And if they like it, they may put an offer on it, and then obviously if it gets into a bidding war, then it becomes that issue. If not, then it's usually a one and done where hey, put an offer in. If we get outbid, we're over it. We're moving on to the next.
Okay. How are sellers adjusting their strategies with the market shift in your area?
So a lot of sellers, given that their lofty expectations haven't been met, so a lot of sellers, excuse me, are now conceding. They're conceding credits as far as towards closing or repairs or giving more incentives because they really want to get their home sold. I'm pretty sure that they're tired of looking at their home listed 90 plus days out, if that is their situation, or 100 plus days out. At that point, I'm pretty sure they're desperate because it's been 6 plus months. There's virtually no activity. If they've had showings and there's no offers, obviously it's the price. If they've had showings and there's maybe one or two offers, it's still the price. It just depends on uh, the perspective of the buyer. So uh, for them, a lot of them have given into giving the credits, as I said, as well as the towards closing costs or any of the miscellaneous costs, as well as repairs that may be warranted for the home.
Okay. Um, how are interest rates impacting your local buyers? Are they more hesitant to move forward or are they moving with confidence?
So that's a good question. I think it's a mixture of both based off of the data that I've seen. It's more so because of the prices and the the interest rates, given that it's South Florida, and homes are considered a pretty valuable asset overall anywhere, but none more true than in South Florida because of the way homes appreciate here. Even in the down year, right, in 2007, 2008, um, while the rest of the U.S. markets saw a significant change, the homes didn't see that much of a change as far as in terms of appreciation uh, down here in South Florida. I can't speak for all of Florida, but in South Florida in general, the homes were still better off than most.
Okay. Um, Here we're seeing buyers are kind of hesitant with the interest rates the way they are, but there are a lot of different products that they can get and qualify for through our state of Michigan through MISTA. So it's like the Michigan Housing Development Authority, and they have different programs. They have currently a $25,000 down payment assistant
Right.
program and a $10,000 down payment assistant program that, buyers need to qualify for. There are different stipulations to each. So get with your local loan officer or real estate agent for more information on that. See if you qualify. But I do see that being utilized here or um, trying to buy down the rate. Are you seeing many out-of-state buyers in your area?
That's a good question. And yes, we are. Florida being a transient state already, so we always get a lot of people from the Northeast, particularly New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. But now, between 2023 and as of this year, we're seeing more of an influx from people from California. It's probably becoming unbearable to live over there, and Texas. Those are the largest percentage-wise have been California and New York in the last 2 years in terms of buyers.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Um, if we're talking to a buyer in Florida right now, what would your advice be?
Okay, that is a good question. So, for all the everyone listening out there, as far as being buyers, if you're wanting to purchase in Florida, I'd say that the time is now, given that it is a buyer's market and it's trending towards a favorably strong buyer's market. So you have negotiating power. You should leverage it. Take your time, be patient, do your due diligence, have a structured team around you in the sense of having your insurance and real estate agent, inspection company, title company, and your community lending officer or MLO, as we call them. Uh, have them together so that you can make the informed decision that you need to make in order to purchase your home. What else is there that I can think of? Also, take advantage of our state programs, state, local, as far as city and county programs like first time home buyers, like Florida Assist, where you can get 10,000 for down payment and closing costs. There's a Florida home ownership program with 3% interest rate. It's like a second mortgage, up to 10,000 that's amortized over 15 years. And then there's what we call the Hometown Heroes program, where it was extended to everyone as far as state residents in Florida. Now I think it's just strictly, and I have to update and make sure, but now I think it's more limited to professions like first responders, medical and things of that nature. Where you can get, it may have extended, but you can get up to 35,000 or 5% of the home's value uh, to purchase your home, as far as down payment assistance or closing costs.
Yes, we have some programs like that here as well, like physician loans and healthcare hero loans and first responder loans like that. So that's always awesome. Um, I imagine for the next answer, it could be strategic pricing, but for a seller in Florida, how are you helping them position their home to sell top dollar?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. So I think it's the same thing across it, all the states. It usually involves strategic pricing, and what I mean by that is that pricing smart from the very beginning, right? Strategize with your real estate agent, and in hopes that they are in your best interest, that you price right from the very beginning, so you overcome that hurdle, especially specifically in South Florida, where you're competing. Let's say in a neighborhood, you could be competing with 10, 20 homes that have similar features, similar bedroom sizes, similar bedrooms, similar bathrooms, similar square footage, but they have a newer roof or these other factors. So you want to price smart from the very beginning, so that way you already start off with a competitive advantage. Um, what else? Use hyperlocal comps, as I mentioned, usually within a mile and sold within the last 60 days. That's generally my best advice that I would give for sellers. And watch the list to sale ratio. Right now in South Florida, it's anywhere between 91 and 95%, which is really good. Uh, and I guess in specific towns, it can get as high as 96%. Um, and then this is key because this is specifically Florida focused. Highlight newer roof, specifically if it's an actual new roof or within 5 years of usage. To me, that's still considered new. And impact windows and updated electrical. These are things that place a tremendous advantage, especially if you have a newer home. And a newer home, at least to me, is considered late 90s throughout the 2000s. So you already have an advantage there because a lot of homes in South Florida are anywhere built from the 50s and up. And they don't have as much of an advantage as newer home does. And of course, this is also key for sellers. Please do not use your own photography. Get professional photography like drone shots, 3D walkthroughs, especially if it's a luxury home, twilight photos, uh, and things of that nature. You want to make the house as appealing as possible, so that you also make it as easy as possible for buyers to say yes.
Right, right. Any final thoughts on anything?
Yeah. So for buyers and sellers, the way to win, and this only works for both sides to win, right? For buyers, I would stress being patient, doing your due diligence because you have the negotiating power. You can ask for concessions. Actually, it's becoming a norm now. Ask for concessions in South Florida. Ask for for closing cost credits or for repair credits if necessary. Um, Negotiate the incentives and be strategic, right? You don't want to chase an overpriced home because it looks nice. Go for value. That's where a lot of buyers are going for. They're going for value driven uh, incentives. And for sellers, as I mentioned previously, I'm going to keep harping on it. Price smart, right? Be fair and honest. Stage well, as I mentioned. Get professional photography, drone shots, whatever makes the house look as sexy as possible. I don't know how else to describe it, but go with that. And yeah, for both sides to win, it's only when the deal is fair, realistic, and timely.
Yes. Make the house look sexy. It's partly a beauty contest. As much as
Yeah.
you don't want to be a part of one, it is one. So, where can people follow you, get in touch with you if they're considering a move to Florida?
So I don't know if I was able to put it in the notes. So my email, they can reach me in my email at dreamhomeacquisition@kw.com, or they can text me or call me at 347 824 4385. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Alain Saint Phard. That my full name, the Alain Saint Phard on IG.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, Alan. Again, I appreciate you. You shared a lot of good information.
Yes, I hope it brings so much value to anybody, not just specifically in Florida, but the entire audience. And it was a pleasure being on your show today. And it's awesome always seeing you and getting to talk with you, artist. And again, huge shout out to the Keller Williams family. We're all one big family.
That's
And
right. Same this way too. It was awesome to speak with you today. Thanks for another Talk About It Tuesday. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a
take
good
care, guys.
one.
Bye.